Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to episode 2 of the Entertainment Annotated podcast. Now, I'm really excited because we have some interesting things, only 3 topics today, but we have some interesting things to talk about. So the first one is the controversy surrounding Mulan and the filming that, just basically it's a very weird situation that Disney has found themselves in. Uh, Trying to adapt a movie that never needed to be adapted in the first place. I'm just going to say it up front. Mulan never needed a live action adaptation. That's like them trying to do a new live action adaptation of Pocahontas. I mean, you can, but no one's really clamoring for it. I'm not going to get into it. But anyways, the second topic is Sony announcing that they won't release any big films, either Marvel or otherwise, related in 2020, or sorry, until things clear up, which means that we might not even get anything in 2021. Films might get pushed back to 2022. So we'll talk about that. And if other studios might follow suit. And then topic number 3 is The Boys. So we're going to talk a little bit about season 2 results, in terms of it topped Mandalorian and Stranger Things, which is kind of a big deal since, The Mandalorian and Stranger Things were also huge successes. So the fact that The Boys season 2 beat those in statistics, that's a good thing. Now, getting to the first topic number 3, we have The Boys. Season 2 premiered. We talked in the last episode about how a lot of people were upset about the release strategy for it, to the point where the showrunner came out and was like, hey, stop blaming Amazon, blame us. It was our idea. And I think objectively, the release date format is smart. Release like, let's say, the first fifth or quarter of the season so people can really get hooked into it. And then after that, do like a weekly installment. I mean, it makes sense. You can really draw out the hype and the excitement for it week to week. But of course, when people are used to receiving something a certain way and you distort the status quo, people are going to receive it positively, but there's always going to be a loud group that don't like it and are negative to it. But, this comes actually from The Observer, friend of the podcast, Braden Katz, who's on the first episode of this. He talks about how The Boys premiere topped both Stranger Things and The Mandalorian. So he says that Real Good, a streaming aggregator that tracks every TV and movie available online for its 2 mil plus US users, says the opening weekend viewership of The Boys season 2 beat both Netflix's Stranger Things season 3 and Disney Plus's The Mandalorian. Interestingly, Amazon's dark and gritty superhero tale seems to outperform them, not just like overall, but in key metrics. For example, the first 3 episodes of The Boys season 2 that was released drew a 7.2 share of streams relative to the top 100 most watched TV shows with its opening weekend. Stranger Things season 3 had 5.8, and The Mandalorian had 4.4. And it's worth noting that obviously all 8 episodes of Stranger Things season 3 were available within this time frame, while just 2 episodes of the Mandalorian series were available during, I guess, its opening time frame. All 3 series ranked number 1 among the 100 most watched shows on Real Good during the specific time frame, but when you put them all together, The Boys beats them out. The impressive performance isn't a huge surprise, just because viewers were clearly excited about The Boys. And as well, especially with right now, there hasn't been that much content with the pandemic going on. So definitely having a release like The Boys season 2 that already has a lot of excitement, it can only get a benefit from people being hungrier for content during the pandemic. So that's really cool. I'm definitely, shout outs to The Boys for being able to do that. And I think as a whole, we'll see how that kind of carries overall. Because you see a lot of times, with TV shows, the premiere is really, really strong. And then, especially if it's like a 22 episode series, each episode for the most part, unless you have like a big reveal, a big guest star or something like that to hype it up, it kind of fluctuates a little bit here and there in terms of week to week viewership. So I think The Boys overall, it's not a super long series. I think it's only like 6 to 8 episodes for the season. So I think it'll do well. I think overall it won't be a series that suffers too greatly from the week release. And I think it's a huge testament to it that for fans of season 1, there's really nothing to deter you in season 2 from what they released so far. It's just as bloody and violent and vulgar. I mean, it's all that and more like it was last season, except now in some instances you have upgrades like Giancarlo Esposito as Stan Edgar, right? Like that's a huge boost, I think, for me personally in watching the show because I love him in everything he's in, whether it's Mandalorian, Breaking Bad, um, maybe MCU in the future, Norman Osborn. I would love to see that, but overall, I think The Boys season 2 is an upgrade in a lot of ways from season 1. So I'm hoping it keeps up the hype. I'm really curious to see though, it's topping things like Mandalorian, Stranger Things now. Will that carry over? Because Mandalorian also did weekly installments. So will it keep a similar retention rate, or will things like Mandalorian beat it out in the long run? And at the same time, Mandalorian season 2 is about to come back. So will that beat The Boys? I'm really curious to see that. I'm curious to see how much of a boost a lot of these shows coming back now are going to receive from the pandemic, really giving like a content drought that makes people hungrier. Um, I'm curious to see that. So leave your comments down below. What do you guys think about that? And I think that's really it for this topic. It wasn't supposed to be a super long topic, just, kind of sharing some industry news going on. But leave your comments down below. What do you guys think about this topic? What do you guys think about The Boys season 2? Are you guys excited for The Mandalorian season 2 as well? I think coming out, I'm recording in September, but it comes out the end of October, I believe, the 30th. So are you going to check out Mandalorian season 2? Have you seen the season 1? What would you like to see upcoming? And for The Boys season 2, what are you hoping to see going forward, plot line wise, character wise, et cetera, et cetera? Leave your comments down below, and we'll check you guys out later. And thanks for listening to the entire podcast. If you want to hear it not in the video segments, but entire audio format, check it out on platforms like SoundCloud and Spotify, where it's uploaded. Link should be in the description. If not, just leave a comment and I'll gladly post the link. But yeah, thanks for watching. And with all that said and done, it's my third podcast of the day I recorded. So hopefully I don't sound too fatigued, but I will see you guys later.